All right, we are back.
Yes.
I can hear Gail. Apparently,
Yay.
the technical difficulty was on my end and not Gail's. I
It's all
had
good.
them. I had mute set on my computer,
Mm-hmm.
so it was all me. I don't mind taking credit where it's due, good or bad. All right. So welcome, Gail, and
Thank
welcome any
you.
for all that were on earlier and for joining us again. If you're catching the replay, post hashtag replay. If you are
Oh,
joining us live, let us know where you're joining from and just say hello. So welcome to Real Talk Live. This is our last Real Talk Live for the month of March. So I started this off as a way to celebrate Women's History Month, which kind of got overshadowed by Corona and the coronavirus. Unfortunately, early in March, we saw a lot of posts about women and then Corona hit and she just took over. So, all right, y'all, I'm trying to get centered here. There we go. But we're all pushing through, or we're trying to push through all these changes. So the fact that this was the topic that was already scheduled for today, it just seems to be, it was meant for us to have this conversation on the pushing forward, which is something I say all the time. But my name is Stacy Connor. I'm the owner of Inspired By. I am a jewelry designer, author, and creative visionary on a mission to help moms rediscover who they are as purpose-driven women. I help provide encouragement, accountability, and sometimes the tough love needed to push through the challenges of life and get started achieving their goals, while still showing up as amazing, strong, and confident moms and wives for their families, guilt-free. And I'm so happy to be joined by one of my good friends, Miss Gail Harris.
Hey,
welcome.
Stacey.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
So let me introduce you to Gail. Gail is the owner and amazing mompreneur of Cozy Wick Candle Company, which is a small candle company based out of Owings Mills, Maryland. Cozy Wicks are hand poured by Gail herself in small batches to provide pure luxury aroma. Her candles are made with intentional scent blends and will evoke a feeling of coziness and relaxation. Her candles are soy-based candles, which are hand-poured with all natural ingredients. And Cozy Wick candles are curated to be an essential part of any self-care routine. And I have myself my Cozy Wick candles, and I have it actually in my craft room. So when I'm in there crafting, I don't light my candles because I'm afraid I'm going to forget to blow them out. So I have my little coffee warmer and I sit it in there. And sometimes I will, because on the coffee warmer, it takes too long for the aroma to fill because it's melting from the bottom.
Right,
that's the thing. So I do double duty. I burn it with Gail's gonna get me. To speed up the process, I put it in the warmer and I burn it. Gail's gonna get me.
You're gonna send me the candle to go through your candle like this.
That's all right. I know where to go to get more. So
that's true. That's true.
I have a 10 waiting for the backup. So if you guys haven't checked out Cozy Wicks, definitely do. And definitely support Gail. But I wanted to have Gail on, definitely to discuss this topic of pushing through, because it's something that I continuously see Gail doing. Gail has faced various different adversity from different angles, and she continues to push through, whether it's personal or whether it's self-doubt that she has with going live. So just being here is definitely her pushing through. The fact that she said yes.
Just because it's you.
I feel honored. But, I've seen her recently. She did a speaking engagement where she spoke. She's teaching candle making classes. She's constantly at doing events and pop-up shops, and I'm going to brag on Gail.
No, I'm so humble. No, and thank you for having me too.
Absolutely. So Gail, if you just want to kind of give us a backstory of kind of where you started, on your journey of being a mom entrepreneur, kind of what sparked the interest of even getting into being a entrepreneur. I kind of know the story, but I love
you do.
But I'm not going to steal your thunder.
Well, no, it's okay. But yeah, you do know my story very well. So this started about maybe 4.5 years ago, and it wasn't on purpose. I was looking for a creative outlet. I used to be a nail technician, and I thought about going back into nails, and I said, no, I'm not really into like servicing people in that sense. And at that time, my mother was really sick. So that was even added stress. So the creative outlet was a way for me to kind of focus on something, because I could never focus on any one thing at one time. So I actually had a conference call with a young lady in a Facebook group, and she was a life coach, and she said, I can help you find your purpose. Now, I didn't believe her, because I'm like, how are you going to help me find my purpose? But I had a free consultation with her, and we went through my background, which is normally corporate, finance, and the beauty industry. So she said, well, what's something that sticks out in your mind when you think about creating something? And I told her, I said, well, I had a roommate in college who, of course, now is my bestie, and she used to make candles. And I said, they weren't all that great. I love you to death, Amber. But yeah, that's what got in my mind. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll try to make candles just for fun. So I went to Michael's and got like the little starter kit, played around with it, and I realized I could shut everybody and everything else out. So it was like, ooh, I think I like this. So I started doing more research, and because my mom has COPD, which is a respiratory disease, she can't be around any kind of toxic smoke or chemical. So that's what prompted me to use soy, because it's all natural, made from soybeans. So once I did my research and I started making them, I started having a lot of fun with it. So I'm like, this is really relaxing. I can do different colors. I can make my own labels. And then I took them to the job that I had at the time. And I showed my coworkers, and they're like, oh, they smell good. They're pretty. How much are they? And I'm thinking, they're not for sale. Like, I didn't do this. I didn't start it for it to be a business. It kind of happened that way. So from there, it sparked an idea like, well, maybe I can do this as a business. I'm kind of like a serial entrepreneur in a way, because I used to be a nail tech when I was in college and had my own little nail business, mobile spa business. And from there, I've had some little other side hustles, but this I think was really the one. It's something about making the candles and mixing the scents that's extremely therapeutic. And I feel as though as a mom, caregiver, partner, spouse, whatever, it's like you have to do something that's just for you. And this was it. Now, I had no idea it would really take off like this. And I'm grateful, because it really does bring me a lot of joy. It is truly my passion. So I do enjoy teaching workshops now, which I didn't think it would get to that point. But I see how many women are really into scents and how to make their own scent, how to make their own candle, coming together in a group of women that most times they don't even know. But it gives them a chance to kind of, vent, let off some steam, be creative. And I enjoy that piece because it gives women an outlet. And eventually I'm going to venture into courses where you can learn how to start your own candle business, because a lot of women look to this also as an additional income. So I would love to, help women do that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's definitely a lot of, as far as starting businesses, when I talk to a lot of, especially moms, it doesn't always start off with the pursuit of, I need to start a business.
Right.
And to me, I find that starting your own business, a lot of it comes from just figuring out what it is that you enjoy doing. Because if you're going to do it as a business, it's not always the fun side of things. There's the business side, there's the putting yourself out there side, sometimes having to allow your vulnerability to be out there as well, so that people can really get to know who you are, they can relate to you. And so definitely key thing, when and let me know if you agree that when you find challenges, that you're trying to overcome the obstacles, don't focus on the materialistic aspects of it. The fact that if you're struggling financially, that you're focusing on that struggle. Focus on what is it that you enjoy doing. For me, it's making jewelry. I kind of fell into it as well. I was going to school and walking through the mall, Tyson's Corner Mall in Northern Virginia, where I was working at Nordstrom's at the time. And I was on my lunch break walking through, and the little vendor kiosk people, I saw a man putting beads on a string. It's like, I put beads on a string. I could put beads. And that's kind of where the whole, I took a jewelry class, and the rest was history. But me having a creative outlet, was definitely, to me, it's more therapeutic. I work with clay, and just anytime you're able to mold stuff with your hands and do stuff, definitely it helps to helps to relieve the stress and the overwhelm. And
you know what? I remember when we had a mom's night at your house.
At the Cove.
At the Cove. You had us making these clay, I think I made a jewelry dish.
The bowl. Yeah, the bowls.
But the fact that we could make our own colors and just the hands-on, it was definitely therapeutic.
Correct. And it's similar to yours with candles, being able to just create your own, making something that you can say is your own. Whether it's a physical, tangible product, whether it's a digital product, regardless of what it is, knowing that you can own it is definitely key. So as far as the topic of pushing through, and honestly, I've been pushing through all day. God has really been speaking. I don't know if anybody saw my moment of posting. So I was posting in I'm taking this entrepreneurship kingdom entrepreneurs challenge, and one of the homework assignments was to do a live video being transparent and vulnerable. Yes, but I did go live, but I did not go live in a private book group. I went live on my personal page, thinking I was in the private group. And I started seeing people, on the chat. I'm like, I don't think these people are in the group, but I knew some of them. And then my sister popped on. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this isn't. So, trust me, this is probably the second time it's happened in a similar situation, putting myself out there where I think it's a private group, but again, God had different intentions.
Exactly.
And, when obstacles or challenges that we face, most people would have deleted it. But I chose to just keep it up, because you never know what someone else is going to get out of it. And to me, sometimes the reason why God allows some of that stuff to happen to us, and if we allow fear and doubt to take over, it either keeps us from our blessings or keeps other people from our blessings. What are some ways that you feel that, you've maybe been in similar situations? I know you've had, things happen. Things. What keeps you pushing through?
Honestly, passion, I would say, is number one. Number two would be my customer base and my followers and my friends. My tribe is amazing. Nobody will let me quit, even if I wanted to. There have been times where I'm like, that's it. Like, I can't do it. Like, this is just too much. But then at that moment, when that crosses my mind, I'll get like a random DM or a random comment, and it's like, oh, I love your candles. And I'm like, okay, I can't leave them. I got to keep going. And then from there, it's like the creative juices start flowing and other things come up. I would have to say, what's another thing that keeps me going? My mother. I can hear her voice in the back of my head. Like, So we do not quit. You better put your big girl panties on and let's keep it moving. So no matter what happens, even with being her caregiver, it's been very difficult. But what I can say is through the whole thing, she's still here, you know, thank God. But even in conversation with her now, even though her mind is not at 100%, she'll say, so you still doing the candles? Yes, I am, Mom. And she's like, don't ever stop. So that just, you know, you have to latch on to what keeps you going. What's something that sticks with you. Like if you think about quitting, there's got to be, if it's really meant for you to do it, there's got to be a part of you that's like that voice in the back of your head, like, no, you can't let go. That's the way that's the one way I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the best way to get over a fear or doubt is to just
do it.
Take it head on. Take it head on.
And you know what, Stacey, I commend you because you've come a long way. You know, I remember when I was in Girl Scouts with you guys and we were talking about different business ideas and you were really eager to start something, but you weren't sure which way to go. We even talked about going live and it's like, oh my God, no, I'm not doing that. And now look at it. Yes. Like, this is awesome.
And I'm still here. It hasn't killed me. I'm still here. I'm still standing, still smiling.
Always.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. So definitely what I try to say is, you know, if everybody takes a step and looks back at times that we faced our own fears, you can probably say it wasn't that bad.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah. So this is not that bad.
You're still standing, you're smiling, you're laughing.
I know. No, I'm actually very comfortable. It's funny. And I don't know if it's because I'm talking to you or, you know, just the fact that I said yes to you, not only because it was you and I wanted to support you, but I'm like, you know what, if Stacey can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I think we need more of that to push each other.
That is definitely true.
Honestly.
Accountability is definitely a key factor in anything. You know, if you're looking to do, you know, it's not just business goals. If you have a personal goal, you know, if you have, you know, right now everybody's trying to make sure we don't end up on, I heard someone say, well, about a 600-pound life with all this working from home and, you know, stealing all the kids' snacks. And,
my God.
We have 2 pantries. So
2 pantries?
One up, they're not huge, but we have two doors. So I keep the kids' snacks on one side and I keep my regular food every day, cooking stuff on it. So I don't see the kids' stuff every day, but I keep finding my stuff going in there. Yeah, it's good until
we have nothing but free time.
I know.
It's scary. And it's like, I don't know when this is going to end, but I hope it ends soon or else we are going to be going to like weight loss camp or something because this is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's definitely a challenge, but I in some ways, I'm kind of thankful for it a little bit because it has allowed me to focus on, for me, building my business and really trying to find out where my direction is going. I agree. I've come a long way, but today I actually had a breakthrough. Finally,
really.
I told you today was a day of, I don't know if it was posting that video or what, but I got a vision, y'all. I got a vision. Watch out.
Run with it.
So
absolutely.
So yeah. So and it all comes through pushing forward.
Absolutely. And you know what? To speak to that, when I do my candle making workshops, that wasn't in my plan. It really wasn't. I'm an introvert by nature. So, and you know that. I'm the one you see in the back of the room, you know, just being quiet. But they always say, you know, give people what they ask for. And it's funny because a lot of my followers or customers have asked me, you know, can you teach me how to make candles? And I'm like, well, how about we just do a workshop? Because that way it's light, it's fun. We play a couple of games. They get to make their own candles, make their own names. And it's like, in doing that, I had no idea that I would actually fall in love with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how when people ask you for, you know, different things as a business owner, is taking you to that next level. And you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to keep an open mind.
Absolutely. And just seeing you doing your, and when we see each other doing stuff, pushing
Yeah.
again,
Mm-hmm.
taking those steps, it encourages, it gives us the motivation to do it ourselves. Because I did the code. For anybody who doesn't know what the code is, it was something that
Right.
I created. It is in my basement, the same space that I'm talking in right now. And
It's
so I
cozy.
bring women or have a mom's night out, come
Mhm.
together, do some type of crafting event because I'm a crafter, something that doesn't take a whole lot of mental work,
Right.
something you can just kind of do and enjoy. And we just have a good time. So the first one was a mom's night out where the rules were you had to drop the challenges of life at the door
Yep.
and just come in and just have a good time. So that was back in July.
That was July.
That was July of last year. And then, of course, fear and doubt got in the way and, start
Okay.
questioning things.
Understandable.
I did try having a vision board party in January. That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
as successful.
Okay.
And then Gail and I, we were actually supposed to do a candle making workshop this month.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Corona felt we kind of dropped the ball in planning it, but
That's
Corona happened
okay.
anyways. So we'll definitely
Because
have.
it's
But
not time yet, but it's coming. When
yes,
this is all over. Yeah.
but seeing you doing your kind of gave me that motivation again because I enjoy the interaction with people. I mean,
Right.
selling online is great and doing lives, but just
Yeah.
having that, and I think everybody's going to be itching for
Oh yeah.
some social engagement. So the challenge is nobody knows when that social engagement will start.
Right.
So it is hard to plan ahead, but
That's
absolutely.
that's something we can still talk about because once we're able to go outside again, we can
I know.
go ahead and
Absolutely.
get that going.
Absolutely. So prayerfully, if not May, hopefully in June, things will be
Right.
back to
Yeah.
normal. And June is my birthday month. So maybe we'll do a code to celebrate
perfect.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my plan was to take a nice trip in June, but
Yeah, the way things are looking.
exactly. You don't want to take a chance, pay for something, and then not be able to
No.
actually do it.
And my birthday is, well, it's in May 10th. So
Okay.
I know I'm not doing anything but sitting in the house because I'm sure we'll still be knee deep in the coronavirus.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be on the outer end of it.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how has having your business, the growth that you're having, but also trying to tackle motherhood at the same time? Do you find that there's challenges in that in terms of I know a lot of moms find the time management being a big challenge, but what do you find as the challenge that may kind of
Yeah.
hinder or
Hmm.
stop you or maybe even motivate you more?
That's a loaded question. Let me see if I can break this down. So of course my priorities would be family first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be realistic and say that doesn't always happen. They get frustrated with me, my daughter and my other half, where I'm up to like 2 a.m. working on labels.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, really? Come on. So, or if since we're, shut in now, it's like, okay, can you stop doing what you're doing and come play with us? Let's do Just Dance. So it's a matter of really being intentional, honestly. Luckily Layla's 12, so she's really doing her own thing, like her with the TikTok and the Netflix. She's off in her room, so I don't really have to worry about her too much. But when she does come to me just to chit chat, I do make it a point to stop what I'm doing, no matter what time it is, and give her my, undivided attention.
Absolutely.
Same thing with my other half. If he wants to have a conversation or something's on his mind, I do make it a point to stop, and give him that undivided attention as well. So, and there was a point in the beginning when I started the business where I was solely focused on just Cozy Wicks. So, and I could see how it was affecting the rest of my family because also when I was starting, I had mom who was, really at a critical point. So there really wasn't any balance. There wasn't any me time. There wasn't family time. It was pretty much whatever was urgent at the moment. That's what took precedence. So I would have to say the key is intention, being mindful, being considerate, Because family first,
Absolutely.
always.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
definitely knowing where your priorities lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely key,
Yeah.
and definitely these times are, I think a lot of people are starting to get back to that sense of family because guess what? They're all around.
Yeah. This is all we have now, right?
It's
And it's funny because I see this as a blessing with us being, well, lockdown, whatever you want to call it. But I see it as a blessing because now we're forced to actually put the electronics down at certain points and interact with each other. Where we weren't doing that before. It was all everybody else is on their phone, be in the same household, and everybody's doing their own thing on social media or the internet. And it's like now, we play board games, we do, like I said, Just Dance, or I'll go and spend time with my dad for a minute. So it's like now we're forced to do that, face-to-face interaction, which is good.
Yeah, I taught my kids how to play cards the other day. We
Look at
played,
that.
taught them how to play I Declare War.
I love I Declare War.
And I think it was supposed to be Slapjack, but we turned it into Slap Seven because I forgot about the Slapjack. So we Slap
I
Seven.
forgot about that. Yeah, Lola taught me how to play that.
And then my daughter wanted to play Monopoly, which is the game that never ends.
Oh my God. It's fun. Yeah.
And then she was the banker.
Oh no, how did she do with the banker?
She did good, but we had to give her a piece of paper and make her figure out the math. So it was funny because my husband was doing something, and I told him what the calculated answer was. He's like, "Well, why do you make me figure out the math problems? Because you need to learn the math problems. I know your father already knows how to do it."
I could see Kayla saying that too. Like, why do I have to do this?
Why couldn't you just tell me what the answer was? Why do I have to figure it out?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you become a mom, you can make your kids figure it out too.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So, the kids are definitely a motivating factor. I know in a lot of things. And so, it's really what you said, being intentional. And then also, I mentioned earlier, time is always a factor. I know for many busy moms, even though our busy lives should be a lot less busy nowadays. And right now is definitely a key time. If anybody has a goal or dream or passion they're looking to pursue, now is the best time.
It is.
I've heard so many businesses that have started when the country was in some type of recession or kind of, because that's the time when, you have an opportunity to kind of
not only that, you're forced to be creative. You have to think about if this really, takes a serious turn for the worse, what am I going to do for income? Like, is there something else that I can do creatively or something I can create online? Like, you're forced to be creative.
Especially in the digital realm of things. I mean, look at DJs these days.
I know.
Friday night is like virtual party.
Yes.
So
that was smart. D Nice was onto something with that.
Yeah, I did last Friday. We did a virtual girls' night. I actually did two of them. When one ended, I hopped on to the next one. Had our glass of wine, and we were good.
Isn't that fun? I did that with my homegirl. Yes, we had a ball.
Yeah, so people are definitely getting creative. And so far, the internet has not broken yet, which sometimes I wish it would during the times I have to work. But
I get that.
But just trying to separate the division of home and work and everything else is definitely a challenge, at least for me.
It's well, I am working full time now too as well.
I heard. Congrats.
Right? Well, thank you. It is a blessing in disguise. And like I said, I didn't plan on it, but I got a phone call. I answered it, which I very rarely answer my phone anyway. But when they called and they asked me about the job, and I'm thinking, when she was explaining the whole description, I'm like, this fits my life right now. So why wouldn't I take it?
Yeah.
It'll fill in the gaps. So, and it's funny because shortly after I started, now I have to work from home. So now I really have to manage my time. And it's interesting how you don't know what you're capable of doing until you really have to do it.
True.
Like I never saw myself as someone who was good with time management, that was good with self-discipline. But when I tell you I log on every morning at 9 a.m. to start my job, nothing else interferes with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a matter of, like I said, just like you said, being intentional and being mindful.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that as far as time management, because when I first, so we mentioned earlier that I met Gail through Girl Scouts. And initially I didn't know that she was a business owner until she fussed at somebody for going out and buying some candles at Walmart instead of buying them from her. And I was like, what is she talking about? That's how I learned that Gail was a candle maker.
Yeah. Very passionate.
So we started having a conversation, but I would always see Gail during the meeting. She'd always be writing in her book. She'd be looking in her phone and writing in her book, looking in her phone, writing in her book. I don't know what she was writing, but the more I kind of observed her. So if anybody knows me, one of my gifts is being nosy.
Yeah.
So being nosy without people knowing that I'm being nosy.
Yep.
Being discreet.
Yeah.
Or at least thinking that I'm being discreet.
You're good at it. You're very good at it.
So I've developed the craft for a long time, but I don't know what you were doing, but from the times I could kind of get a glimpse of what Gail was doing, it's like she was either writing down what her hashtags were, or she would come, someone that she's following and was, she would start jotting that stuff down. So definitely taking the time, and I definitely have, if anybody's read the book that I wrote, talking about working in between the lines as a mom, and that's key to not just being an entrepreneur, but just getting stuff done as a mom, period, is having to work in between the lines. We want any time to ourselves. Sometimes it's right in between the lines.
That time. You have to feel every moment you can get. And that's funny because I would feel bad in those Girl Scout meetings. Like I should really be, interacting. But I'm like, look, I got to figure out what I'm going to post and, what's the next scent coming out? What's the next product? What's the next vending event? So it's like, and thank God that, the troop leader, Monette, was so gracious. She let me be, how Monette is. So I thank her for that, honestly, because you do have to seize every moment and always carry a pen and paper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's definitely seizing those opportunities. Whether it's, if you're looking to go back to school and take a class, there's so many classes that are digital or online. Yes. Where you can, and a lot of textbooks even now have audio versions.
Right.
So play the audio, put your phone in your back pocket. If you're still like me and have the corded earpieces, if you have the cordless, then pop those suckers in, start cooking dinner. And it can get done. It's just a matter of taking the time. And that's a lot of what my intention is, as far as having, Gail and the other speakers on, is, as moms, if we can see other moms and how they're making it happen, then it kind of dulls our excuses as to the fact that we can't get it done. And that brings me so much motivation. It's just, there's moms out there getting it done.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lady, she has 6 kids and she is out there making it happen, with 6 kids. So I only have 2. So what's my excuse?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely have to, push through, not give up.
No, don't give up, and it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
It's okay to reach out to, your friends, family. If you need to vent, whatever you have to do, but just don't give up. Vent, cry, scream, but after you get it all out, keep it moving.
Absolutely. So what are maybe 2 or 3 things of advice you can give to someone who feels like they're kind of at a point where they, they just don't know either how to get started. They don't know, they have those doubts, those fears. Is there anything that you use when you're kind of getting in that mindset of, and then you had your challenges with your mom and you kind of wanted to just stop, pause for a while. I know you said your mom was a good motivator, but are there a couple of things that you do to kind of get yourself out of that?
Yes. First and foremost, and I know this sounds so corny or cliche, but I have to light a candle. It's something like I made a post twice actually about the flames and the sense that I make. It's just that it just puts me at ease. Like right now I have a candle burning, which I haven't launched yet. See.
Ooh, sneak peek, sneak peek.
But no, the candles have to be lit. Journaling is a big thing. I haven't been as consistent as I'd like to be, but that's a big thing. I like to be still. If you find that you're at a crossroads or you don't know which way to go or what you want to do next, just be still. And it took a friend of mine. She actually has a business of her own, Heal Her. She's the one that told me to just be still. And everything will, come to you, which is true.
Yeah.
And just like even talking to my dad, it's interesting because he always tells me, why are you stressing? Everything is already written. God's already got this all mapped out. So it's no sense in even worrying about anything, stressing, just go with the flow. So I've actually started living like that. Like, and my other half looks at me sometimes like, why are you not worried? Worried why? I'm going to waste energy. I can put that somewhere else,
Absolutely.
You can't control it. Let it go. And if you can, change it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And it comes back to, what you said, being intentional and having a purpose. When you know that you're walking in purpose or with intention, some of those things don't matter because your focus is where it should be.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything else is just falls to the wayside. If it's not to say it's not important, but if it's not going to push you forward or take you where you want to go, it's no sense in even wasting energy.
Absolutely. Definitely agree. And I have to piggyback on what Gail said, that she has to light a candle. So I'm about to tell on you, Gail. We went back to Girl Scouts. We went camping.
No. Yes, I did.
And so we were in lodges, but they were the worst.
Oh, you could say it.
They were nasty. I mean, they had spiders and it was like
old mattresses.
They didn't have shower. There was no showers. This was like the first week of June. It was hot as I don't know what. Then we had latrines for bathrooms.
Right. What do we use? Red cups?
Solo cups.
Yes. Everything you had.
Yes, I had this thing that allowed you to stand up and go to the bathroom. And so we didn't trust our aim since we have not been trained that way. So we had our solo cups.
Yep.
and Gail had her candle.
Yes, I brought my candles. Yes, I did.
So she knew she was outside of her. We forced her to be outside of her element. So she's like,
not to mention I had the blow up bed, right?
Yes, and she had the air mattress while the rest of us were on these crazy cots. And Gail woke me up at 2:00 in the morning. There was this spider had to have been at least this big. That thing was huge. And it was just like,
I'm forever grateful to you for that because
I didn't kill that spider.
What did you do?
I woke up Wanda. Sorry, y'all, we're having a moment here. But there was a lot of the small little spiders, and I would, get my big girl pants on, toughen up because I'm not a spider person. But I would take it. But
and I know you're not fearful.
Like, do you see that? Can you get this? I'm like, what? I didn't see it at first,
right?
And then I'm like, and I was like, nope. And thank goodness we had Wanda. Wanda grew up in the country around these big old bugs and spiders, and she just walked up, got it. It was like it was nothing. So
that was so funny because I'm like, what? She's not scared of anything. What?
I'm terrified of spiders, but
I had no idea.
I don't know. Was that mom instinct that kicked in, knowing that you and Layla and know. So the country girl comes out every now and then, but it is crazy because I have an issue with stink bugs.
Really?
Stink bugs, even though I know consciously they won't do anything to you.
Yeah.
The fact that they are on stealth mode
Oh,
Like I was I was washing my hands, and I was like, I swear it wasn't there 2 seconds ago, and I looked, and it's there.
yeah. They just
They're
magically
like they're like on. I say they're on stealth mode.
I mean, that's perfect.
And then when I discovered that they flew,
What?
that was a wrap. So, for some reason, they've been popping up recently. I don't even think it's stink bug season, but they've been popping up recently.
It's war now, so yeah.
But so my husband laughs at me. So instead of because if I could just hit it, kill it, and be done with it, I would be fine. But the fact they got to stay alive while I pick them up and put them. So I would take a cup and I put the cup on top of the stink bug.
My mother she would trap them and give them names. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Who does this?
I don't name them.
I know, right?
But it's funny because there was one the other day, and of course my kids are like, "I'll get it." I'm like, "Okay, you get it. Go ahead. I don't mind. I know the stink bug's not going to hurt you, so go ahead and get it. You can save me from it." And then they're like, hesitant. Like, God, we just put the cup on top.
And call it a day.
Call it a day. Wait till my husband got home. I told him he earns his keep.
That's right.
He earns his keep.
Absolutely.
One day, y'all, I'm gonna push past that fear. But I did have to get a stink bug once because it was on my pillow.
You know what? Good luck with that.
It was on my pillow, and I couldn't.
Oh my God!
Yes, no. It was on my pillow, and the kids were laughing at me.
Oh, I'd have lost it.
So much for encouragement, Victoria.
I know, right?
Victoria, don't laugh at us. This is real talk, y'all. Real talk.
I would have flipped.
Oh, yeah, those stink bugs.
Girl, yeah.
I already told our bug people that come. I was like, yeah, we're gonna put y'all in this. But they said that it's usually around September, October is kind of when they're like prime, and they always come on the warm side of the house, which is now that I think about it, they're always kind of on the back. I have a bunch of windows in the back, and that's mainly where the sun comes in. And that's primarily where I see them. So maybe I don't know, but yes, stink bugs. Oh, Ebony! Someone just posted she had one flying in her ear.
Oh no!
She killed the mess out of it.
Well, see, the thing is, if you smash them, doesn't that send off a scent or something for more to come?
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's an urban myth or not, but I don't want to try it and find out.
No, I just spray them with Raid, but I make sure I get them underneath of their the shell on top. I spray them under.
Does the Raid work?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Spray them with Raid, and then I'll cover it with the cup just in case.
You can't spray them on top because they have that hard top. You gotta spray them underneath. I'm telling you, that's the key.
Ebony, yeah. All right.
That was good.
Burn some calories, y'all. That good laugh.
Yes, thank you. I needed that.
Absolutely. So another thing I definitely would like to say is, which I think you mentioned it earlier, was about surrounding yourself with a strong tribe. I know for me, there's certain Facebook groups that I've joined, and just surrounding yourself, especially right now, that's about all you can do is join Facebook groups.
That is
get around like-minded people. If you're having challenges, facing whether it's weight loss, whether it's starting your business.
There's a group for everything.
I know. You see the Facebook has their commercials now.
Yes.
Was it the kazoos?
Yes, it was. Yes. Facebook group for everything.
There is, but has that been I know you said your tribe, but just finding those like-minded people to help keep you motivated.
Let's see. In the very beginning, when I started Cozy Wicks, I was in a lot of Facebook groups and very active in them. But I wouldn't say that that's how I pretty much found my tribe. I didn't find my tribe. They found me. It's weird how, you remember we were talking about is Kalila with
Yes,
Bottle.
with the t-shirts. Yeah.
Right. So I asked her one day, I'm like, how did you come to get your team? Like, how did you get to, build your whole tribe? She's like, I didn't. They're pretty much, it just kind of happened. And she said, don't worry, when the time comes, your tribe will find you. And she was absolutely right, because my friend that does heal her, follow her on Facebook too. She's awesome. But she does the Reiki and the crystals and the spiritual healing.
Okay.
But we found each other through a mutual friend who was on Facebook, and come to find out, we used to work with in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny how just networking, I think, is key to how either you find your tribe or your tribe will find you. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. Somewhere along the line, somebody knows somebody that knows you, and you don't know what purpose they serve in your life. So, yeah. Funny how things happen.
Yeah.
I know in a million years we'd be doing this.
I know. Yeah, and someone actually posted that today when I made my little video, where they were saying the same thing. Eventually your tribe will find you. Yep. And I definitely, I'll probably say most people probably, their true authentic tribe, you can have kind of get people to follow you and all that, but they're not really the ones that stay consistent.
And not only that, you start to see, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But you do start to see who's really for you, and who's really willing to help you, reach your goals. Like a friend of mine I used to work with in corporate America years ago, way before Layla. Like now she's like almost my business partner. Like she helps me with, and I'm like, how did this happen? It's like 15 years. We were never friends.
Yeah.
But, it's just funny how things turn out.
Absolutely. And definitely, being, I'm not gonna say strategic because that sounds very businessy. Being selective is something that I know I have learned in terms of who you allow to be in your inner tribe or inner circle. I have been in a lot of Facebook groups. I've connected with a lot of people, but there's only certain ones that I feel the authenticness. I don't know if that's a word, but we're gonna make it a word today. Authenticness. And I recently have 2 young ladies that we've been doing our miracle mornings of trying to get up. Even during the corona, we've challenged ourselves. I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning. And just reclaiming those hours. And honestly, it's something I've been trying to do for a long time. And finally doing it. And I'm actually able to, mentally get ready for the day. Instead of just waking up and hitting the ground running. And just starting to build that positive mindset, which is, I've found has been extremely key in, finding the courage that even if you get knocked down, to be able to keep getting back up.
It's kind of like the foundation for your day.
Yeah,
it is. You're right though, because you can feel the difference. The days that you just kind of roll out of bed and just, like you said, hit the ground running. And, as opposed to the mornings where you said you get up at 5:30 and you take that time for you, you can definitely feel the difference in the course of the day.
Absolutely. And if you need to, burn a cozy wick candle.
All day.
All day.
Oh my God. It's funny because I have a lot of leftover wax sometimes from different projects. So I'll make dumpster candles where whatever's left over, I just find a big glass container, put some wicks in it, and just throw the leftover wax in it. So now my other half has adopted those as his candles. So now it's like, he's like, I need another candle. I'm like, look, buddy, I'm going to start charging you. Yeah.
Absolutely. So where do you get your kind of not really off topic, but how do you get your ideas for your scents? Do they just come to you, or you just start smelling stuff? And
you know what? That's funny. You should ask me that. I just smell them, and it's like whatever feeling comes up, whatever thought comes up. Like for instance, the spring summer scent staycation.
Mhm.
That's a pineapple and cilantro. But when I first smelled the mixture, I'm thinking, ooh, this is kind of like island, like vacation. But I'm
Mhm.
like, I haven't been on a vacation since God knows when. Okay, well, this is going to be my vacation. This is staycation. That's pretty much how it goes.
And it's just amazing, just because when I read her your what the scent combinations are, it's
Mhm.
like, I would never think pineapple and cilantro. You
Exactly.
know?
You know what? That's the fun thing too about the workshops is because I allow my guests to mix their own scents.
Hmm.
So we'll have like about 7 bottles of fragrance oils,
Hmm.
and I'll let them use up to 2 if they want to mix.
Hmm.
So it's interesting to see what they mix together because some things I'm just like, oh, I would never think of that. Like I remember one chose like a ginger, lemongrass, and eucalyptus. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know how that would smell, but it was amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And to see, and what I tell them is, I want you to smell your candle and take a really deep, whiff of it and see what comes to mind or what feeling does it invoke. And I said, then you come up with your name for your candle, your scent name. And they get very creative and very meaningful with the
Hmm.
name. I love that piece.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely interesting to hear kind of how you come about that. I always think about that with things that don't really have even though your candles are tangible, the
Right.
effect and the aroma is really what draws
Yeah.
people to the candles. And I think about too when I hear like jazz or instrumental music, and I'm
Oh,
like, how in
yeah.
the world did they get that name out of that song? Because I don't,
I love that. That's a good point.
but when
Yeah.
I think of that, I kind of think about you and your sense, and I'm sure it's the feeling or mood that they got when they wrote it.
True.
But
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I remember I was in school for fashion design, and one of our assignments we had to listen to. I think it was an instrumental song, and then
Mm.
we had to design a outfit around that song.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's like Project Runway.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but just again, taking yourself outside of that box, thinking
Right.
outside the box is definitely key. So, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, of course.
So people are already asking, they're already, where can they get your candles, Gail? So if you want to give them your information, yes, she is
Sure.
on Facebook. Yes, she has a website, and it is very cozy. So when you go on there, you
Oh,
feel
thank
the
you.
coziness.
I try my best
I need
to
Gail to come do
resemble
my
everything
website.
cozy. So, yes, you can follow me at Cozy Wicks on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. My website is, of course, www.cozywicks.com. I do encourage everyone to sign up for my email list because I'm going to be coming out with like a starter candle making course for online while we're all locked in. It'll give you something to do, something fun to do, and you can do it with family as well. So I'll be coming out with that probably in the next 2 weeks. So make sure you sign up for my email list to get more information about that. And also, when you sign up for the email list, you get 20% off your first purchase.
Okay.
So definitely check me out.
Yeah, and they are amazing. I have a stash of 2 candles still waiting for me.
Thank you.
But
I have
when I
some
return your
too.
table,
Oh, I know, right? I have some candles for you. You
so
need to update your stash.
before we
Mhm.
give y'all another Gail and Stacy story.
I
So
know, right?
Gail and I were late night, right? I think Walmart was about to
Yeah.
close, and
Oh,
we just
right.
ran into each other at Walmart.
Yep.
I was actually on my way to Vegas, I think, actually for my book.
Yeah.
Was it the book launch?
It was. Yes, it was the book
So
launch.
that was back in October, okay? And
Jesus.
so Gail needed to no, it wasn't
Oh,
that. I
right.
needed a 6-foot table.
You needed a 6 foot and I
And
needed a
Gail
smaller one.
needed a smaller table. So I was
Yep.
at Walmart to buy a table. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
I
you
said,
can choose my." I'm
no.
like, "No, I'll buy one. I'll buy one." So I have the table in my cart, and I'm like driving up, and I'm just like, "Why am I spending this extra money on a table?" So I go and put it back, and I go find it. I go hunt for Gail in Walmart. So I find Gail. It's like, "Yeah, let's trade tables." So
Yep.
we traded. I took her 6-foot table, and she took my 4-foot table.
Yeah.
It was around November. I was doing
It had to be because
I did an event in Laurel.
Cold.
I
Right.
remember I did an event out in Laurel, and
That's
she had
right.
another event. We both had events outside in the cold.
Ugh.
But so I still have her 6-foot table. This was back in November. She still has my 4-foot table.
It's okay, because
One day,
but you know where I live. So.
One day we will trade back. But trust me, I've been using your table too. I had to use it for birthday parties, and so it's being put to use.
I'm glad. That's all that matters.
So, Gail, I definitely thank you for coming on. Hopefully, this helps alleviate some of the going live fears. It helps going on with somebody too. And like I say, I try my best to keep these conversational. For those who have been following the Real Talk Lives, definitely appreciate all your support. If you haven't seen them all, definitely go back and check out the replays. A lot of good information, just a good girl talk. And so this today actually wraps up the Real Talk Live series for March. So starting in April, my goal is to continue the Real Talk, but I will not be having any guests on in the month of April. Like I told you, I've been having some breakthroughs this week, well, today primarily. And so I am going to work through those. There'll be some things coming about, but definitely continue to follow me as well at designs.inspiredby in the process of redoing my website. So got some things going on, and definitely appreciate everybody's support in that, and definitely continue to follow Gail. She's always doing some amazing things. And I'm always
Stacey.
Yes.
We got to figure out how you can make me some Cozy Wicks earrings.
Okay.
Some kind of, it can be a C or a C here, a W here. I don't care.
We can do that. Okay. We can do that.
Okay.
All right. We can definitely do that. So, all right, y'all. So next time you see Gail, maybe see some Cozy Wick earrings on her.
Yeah. No, but thank you, Stacey. I really
absolutely
for having me.
It's been fun, and continue to follow us, you all out there. Victoria says you had her at 20% discount.
Of course.
Yes, Victoria. Yeah, the candles, they are. Before we just another story about the candles. No, this is a good one. This is a good one.
Okay.
So I told you I keep the candles. I burn them in my craft room. So of course I think it was like the next day. My husband went in there to I don't know what he went in there for. I had just cleaned it. Miraculously, it was clean. And I think he went to empty the trash or something. And he's like, "Wow, your room is clean and it smells good too."
Wow!
I was like, thank you.
Nice.
So they smell great. The scent lasts.
And your jars are reusable.
They are reusable.
Yes, they can be cocktail glasses. I'm going to try to do a video tutorial on how to wash them out properly and clean them out so you can reuse them.
Okay. Yeah. It burns pretty clear, unlike other candles.
Yeah.
A lot of that wax build up on the side. So.
Oh, that's a pet peeve.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a waste of money.
Huh?
No, it's a waste of money when you have that excess wax around there. It's like you're getting a piece of a candle in the center.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Thanks, Stacey.
All right. It's been fun. You guys, those who are on and joined us, thank you for joining us, and continue to stay inspired. Have a good one.
Have a good night.